The elderly woman stood frozen, stunned by what she saw. Her son, who never let women near him, was actually sitting with a girl, smiling and chatting like an ordinary man in love. In that moment, she knew her son was dating someone. Curious about the girl's character, she gathered a few of her old friends and set out to meet her. Coincidentally, they ran into the girl while she was taking out the trash. They immediately began observing her. "She's really quite pretty," one of the ladies whispered, nodding in approval. Just as the girl started to question their intentions, the elderly woman stepped forward and smiled warmly. "I'm here to meet my future daughter-in-law," she declared. She opened her wallet without hesitation, flashing a thick stack of bills. "If you marry my son, I'll make sure you get a generous bride price." The girl stood there, completely caught off guard and unsure of what to say. And then the CEO himself showed up. He called out, "Mom," right in front of the girl. Her expression instantly darkened. He had told her he was an orphan. Realizing she'd exposed his lie, the elderly woman turned to her son, clearly displeased. The CEO quickly pulled her aside. "Don't tell her who I really am," he whispered. It turned out there was a deeper reason behind his deception. Not long ago, the girl had been working as a food delivery driver. Her cruel, controlling mother had found out she'd secretly had a child out of wedlock. Threatening to abandon the baby if the girl didn't cooperate, the mother ordered her to marry a mentally disabled man. With no choice, the girl reluctantly agreed to go on a blind date. To sabotage it, she came up with a plan and involved her daughter. Her little girl happily agreed to help. When the girl arrived at the restaurant for the date, the first man she saw was the CEO. Mistaking him for the blind date, she walked straight over and sat across from him without hesitation. "Hi, I'm Anna," she said with a bright smile, diving right into her self-introduction. The CEO was caught off guard. There was something oddly familiar about her. Meanwhile, the girl found herself momentarily lost, staring into his eyes. He looked perfect. Then came the performance. Her daughter, sticking to the plan, suddenly slapped the table and broke into a wild, made-up song right there in the restaurant. The girl turned beet red with embarrassment. "I'm sorry," she blurted. "This isn't going to work." Before she could leave, the CEO gently explained, "I'm not your blind date." She froze, humiliated. She quickly apologized and turned to go. But just as she reached the door, she ran into the actual blind date. The man's face twisted with disdain as he looked her up and down. "You're not even a virgin, and you've got a kid," he scoffed. "You should be grateful someone like me is even willing to consider you." The girl's face burned with fury. Just then, her daughter started another performance, this time even more outrageous, which made the CEO burst into laughter. The blind date, growing more aggressive, sneered, "If you want to be with me so badly, I'll take you, but only if you're paying me for it." The girl stood in stunned silence. Her daughter picked up a glass of water and hurled it straight into the man. He jumped to his feet, furious. He raised a hand, ready to strike. But before he could, the CEO stepped in and shielded the girl. The blind date fumed. "So this is what it is? You two are sleeping together?" The CEO didn't respond. He simply placed a protective arm around the girl and led her away without saying another word.